nothing but the truth, so help me God. Now people, I'm back. I'm back once again. Been gone for a minute. Like I said, I be busy. I really haven't had time to be consistent as I wanted to be, but I am back again, and again, and again. I know I keep coming back inconsistently. I'm trying to get it more consistent, but the way my schedule is, kind of conflicts with that. So I do this when I can, people. I do this when I can. But today, people, today we are going to do another reaction video. And it kind of goes along with the current events. So I'm going to start right off and give you the current events. Past weekend, UFC 299, Sean O'Malley versus Cheeto Vera. Very great card. Very great card. I enjoyed it. I had fun watching it. I was excited, nervous, all the above. Um, Shout out to all the winners: Sean O'Malley, Dustin Poirier, MVP, some of my favorites. Also, shout out to Despagne, the 6'8" guy from Spain. Never knew much about you. I saw one video and I got interested, especially knocking somebody out backwards as you did at UFC 299. Yeah, I'm definitely following you, sir. Francis Ngannou got knocked the hell out, people. I did not expect that. I did expect him to lose, but I did not expect him to get knocked out the way he did. But hey, it's all in the game. Another current event, couple current events actually. Mike Tyson is facing Jake Paul. I don't know how I feel about that. I still have no respect for Jake Paul, being that he's not fighting an active young boxer that is on his level. Not saying Mike Tyson is on his level, below his level, or even past his level, but Mike Tyson is 60 years old, man. That man ain't got nothing else to prove. Why do Mike Tyson got to get in the ring just for money? You know what I mean? Like, the man's 60, bro. I still wouldn't fight him. Kudos to Jake Paul for signing up to fight that beast of a man, but hey, that's just me. Um, Another current event that I'm very excited about: Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles. We just got Saquon Barkley, and I think we're going to go to the Super Bowl with that. If we can get a couple more defensive pieces, oh, we're going. We're going. We already got Garner back. Garner back. We just brought him back too. So let's see what these Eagles are about. We fell apart last year. I don't know what happened. I really don't. I think it's the coach's faults. But hey, it is what it is. But we're coming back. We're gonna go to the bowl this year. We're gonna go Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. Shout out to Fletcher Cox. Thank you, Fletcher Cox. Shout out to Jason Kelsey. Shout out to those guys for retiring and giving Philly everything that they had. Um, One more current event that I gotta get through: The Rock, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. I cannot wait for WrestleMania, people. I'm interested to see what is going to happen uh, with these guys, because I have no idea what is going to happen. I have no idea what is going to happen. So I'm quite interested in WrestleMania here in the next couple of weeks in April. I was gonna go, but the tickets were extremely too high, so I was like, forget it. Now, before I get to the topic of the day, we're gonna do our birthdays, our celebrity birthdays for March 13th. March 13th, celebrity birthdays. Alright, and then we're also going to do the word of the day. And then we're going to jump in the topic. And also the question of the day. We're going to save that for last. But if you have a March 13th birthday today, you share a birthday with Jack Harlow. Shout out to Jack Harlow. You also share a birthday with Tristan Thompson, basketball star. You also share a birthday with Rachel Renee Russell, famous author. Common, you share a birthday with. Shout out to Common. Coco Golf, the tennis player. You also share a birthday with her. I don't see too many other famous people that are well known. And let me look here. Yeah, I don't see too many more famous Common, Jack Harlow, Coco Golf. Oh, William H. Macy, Frank Gallagher. You share a birthday with Frank Gallagher, the guy who plays Frank Gallagher. Oh, I didn't see that one. Oh my goodness, Frank Gallagher. What a TV show that was. What a damn TV show that was. Shout out to Shameless. Very great show. If you've never seen it, I suggest you go see it. Um, it's a very great show. It starts off slow, but it gets into it. Now we're gonna go to Merriam-Webster's word of the day. Let's see. Alright, word of the day is cacophony. What does it mean? A cacophony is a mixture of loud and usually harsh, unpleasant sounds. Can also refer to an incongruous and chaotic mixture. So cacophony has to do with sound. Never heard that word before. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Sorry if I butchered that word. But hey, that's just what it is. And now we're gonna get to the topic of the day. Now what we're gonna do in this reaction video, we're gonna react to two videos for sure. Because one of them is really short. And then we're gonna possibly get a third one in there. Because I want to see two sides of this, and what I'm reacting to is the UFC 299 reactions. One video is from Sugar Sean O'Malley's head coach, Tim Welch. Another video is from Sean O'Malley himself explaining his fight with Chito Vera. Same as Tim Welch, he's going to explain how they beat Chito Vera. And then we're going to see if we can get to that third video, maybe half of the third video. I'm going to be talking here in between anyway, but it's another UFC 299 reaction with Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo. They have a pound for pound podcast that I want to see. I never checked it out. They're talking about UFC 299, which is my topic today. So here we go. We are going to watch Tim Welch and see what he says about the Chito Vera and Sugar Sean O'Malley. I'm really interested in the game plan. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
For Chito, touch his face, touch his face, touch his face, dig his body. And then a big thing too, Sugar's still the champion. And I know that's gonna grind some people's gears. Sorry about it, because I know the flashy, colorful stuff, the brash personality pisses people off. Keep getting pissed off and see where it gets you. Okay, we're back, another vid.
Okay, let me just say, the flashiness that Sugar Sean O'Malley has, the confidence that he has, I rock with it. I rock with it a whole damn lot. It's different. It's not Conor McGregor where he's talking shit to back it up. It's more like, I'm flashy, I know it, and you not finna just beat my ass. I'm gonna give you something to think about type shit, and I likes that. He a dog, okay? Sean is a dog. He proved he's a dog.
The UFC 299 is in the books, but first, this video is brought to you by Prize Picks. Now, Prize Picks is so simple. You go to the App Store, download it. It's easy to deposit some money in it. If you use code TIMBO, they'll match your $100.
We're gonna skip this commercial real quick. Give me 1 second.
First round. He sits there, he tries to comes out. In his last, I think, 7 fights, he gives away the first round. He sits there, he tries to make reads. He really paces himself. He does a good job at pacing himself for 5 rounds. So we knew that. People think we're stupid, and Sean's gonna come out there like an Eddie Wineland pace when he came out with Eddie Wineland. Even a Peter Yan pace. The pace is so high in 3-round fights, and People think we're dumb and we don't know that. So we knew the pace was going to be a little bit slower for 5 rounds, but also we knew that we were going to take first, second round and didn't want to let him get started at all.
Let me just say, let me just say, the pace of this fight was incredible on both sides. Um, Sugar Sean O'Malley was way faster than I thought ever seen him. Especially in the 5 round fight, I thought he would gas out here and there, but he really didn't. Maybe towards the end he got tired when he took that body shot. But other than that, my man pitched a shutout.
And early on, I wanted to zap his gas tank. I wanted Sean to keep stabbing him in his guts, keep stabbing him in his heart. He swats a lot. He swats at a lot of his punches. Just like Corey Sandhagen said in one of his videos, it's hard to hit Cheeto. He does swat, he does weird things, but it's actually hard to find his chin. So a game plan early on, body shots.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna lie. To find a guy's chin, a guy that you can't find his chin, probably one of the scariest shits I've ever heard of. You got Khabib with the shit talking, and Cheeto, you can't find his chin. Also, Sean Strickland too. Izzy said he couldn't find. That's got to be pretty scary when you know you're pretty accurate too.
Let's hit him in his body. Keep poking at his gas tank. And then by the end, fourth, fifth round, when they think they're going to have the cardio to pick it up, his gas tank's going to be emptied. And Sean did such a good job at that. He came out, and you'll notice if you watch him, he's nasal breathing a lot of the fight, especially at the beginning. Nasal breathing, not exploding, trying to knock him out. That was going to be a big key, is not trying to knock him out. Let's just touch his face, touch his face, touch his face.
And to be honest, when Cheeto ate that knee, that Sugar Shine knee, where he broke his face or possibly broke his face, I thought that was it. I thought he knocked him out there. But again, like Tim said, Cheeto's hard to knock out. So
Dig his body, keep stabbing him in the heart, stabbing him in the guts. And then a big thing too, everyone Sean fights, he usually hurts them. And a big thing in 5 rounds, you've seen it happen to multiple people. They hurt someone early on in a 5 round fight. They try to explode. They really zap their energy trying to finish someone. And then that person's still there. And now you got still 20 minutes to fight, or still full 15 minutes to fight. And you just zapped all your energy. So you saw him, I think it was in the second round, where he hurt him and he started to open up a little bit, but stayed composed, didn't outpunch himself. And that just shows Sean's fight IQ has been very, very high.
I will say, Sugar Sean is young in the game, but he's definitely learning. And I'm almost sure that contributes to being in the gym every day, like he says he is. And I believe it because he has grown a whole hell of a lot.
High for a long time. That's when I saw him when he was a younger kid or younger fighter. That stuck out to me, how calm he was in there and how smart he was. So I knew we were going to pace ourselves for a 25-minute fight. And but the discipline he had doing his zone 2 cardios, the discipline he had doing all his runs and staying disciplined with Brandon Harris, his heart was in great shape. His legs were in great shape for a 25-minute war. And we had great sparring too. We had our boy Tommy McMillan, who's a 5-0 pro, who's so hard to hit, and he has a gas tank that can go all day. We had Ezra Elliott. He's an upcoming pro here, and he's just an animal, great southpaw. We had Marcus McGee, who's probably one of the best guys in the UFC right now, and people are slowly finding out about it. He's got a bunch of finishes coming up. We had Dorian Ramos, I think he's a 7-2 145er who just brought the pace. In my little 24-foot cage at my gym, where there's not near as much space, Dorian Ramos came in there, was already getting ready for 5-round fights for himself in Mexico, and he brought the pace the whole time. He got in his face, Sean's face, didn't take a step back, and really, really tested Sean's cardio. And this was early on. This was probably 6-7 weeks ago we were getting this sparring him. So we had an excellent 10-week training camp. We also had a kid named Braden come in, who was also a really good 45er.
Fun fact: I actually used to spar in college when I went to college for MMA. Never really tried anything serious, but let me tell you, yeah, that's a workout, people. That is a workout, a grueling workout, people. But it gets your cardio right. Mind you, yeah, you got fists flying, knees flying, kicks flying, but that cardio, yes.
So our sparring was really good. Great partners, make it really competitive sparring, high pace sparring, still trying to take care of each other too. Big mistake people make in these 5 round fight camps. They try to work so hard. They got this huge opportunity for the title, so they work so hard, and then they go into these title fights just a shell of themselves because they're so broken down from the 5 round fight camp. But Sean, I think we did it right. We had him peaked and we had his body ready to go and healthy. It almost freaked me out a little bit how just good the fight camp went, good the fight week went. I'm like, God, I just never, ever, ever. I've been around fighting long enough to, you can have the best fight camp, you can have everything go, but then the fight, something happens. One little misstep where you roll your ankle.
Let me just say, to see Tim Welch talk about his best friend as a coach to fighter, that's how you know they rock with each other. Like they can turn it on in a switch. Like that's cool. That's cool. It's not just like, oh, I'm your head coach now. Nah, they like legit best friends. Um, and what he's talking about here, he's talking about the first fight with Cheeto and Sean. Sean lost that fight technically because Cheeto kicked him in his perennial nerve, in his ankle, and shut his whole leg down. He tripped. Sean got elbowed to the head. Fight stopped. And Sean said time and time again that the fight was a fluke because of that. Technically, it's not because Cheeto caused that. But hey, I can see where both sides are coming from. Do I agree with Sean or Cheeto? I more agree with Sean because I mean, technically he wasn't knocked out. Technically, the fight really. I mean, you got stopped by a kick to the your leg shutting down. Like he wasn't able to go. Okay, so yes and no. Yeah, yes and no. But that's what he's talking about here.
Ankle or punch their elbow or you kick their elbow. And now your foot's broke. Now you're dealing with a broke foot for the rest of the time. One wrong reaction. Cheeto's shins are very strong and tough, and he's confident in those shins. One missed kick, a calf kick, it changes the fight. So having all the right reactions and having a person be sharp and focused for 25 minutes, yeah, there was still a lot of nerves on my side. Just fear of the unknown. That's always in fighting. You just never know what's going to happen. I'm confident, super confident, because I know how hard it is to find sparring partners that are even close to Sean. Because try to find a sparring partner that tries to mimic him, and then if it's competitive sparring, that sparring partner is going to still protect themselves. So they're always going to go back to what they're good at. I'm like, I got the faster guy. I got the guy who's a better athlete. I got the guy with more confidence right now. So still, I'm just going to focus on what we control. Focus.
And I agree with that. I agree that Sugar Sean was always way faster. Sugar Sean was better. Yeah. Nobody knew who Cheeto was until he beat a couple guys after Sean O'Malley. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah.
On the game plan, focus on not trying to knock this guy out early, and focusing on just stabbing his gas tank the whole fight. And a lot of Sean's careers went like this. It's just been money. It's just been money. And that performance, 5 rounds, it made me feel good. People were calling me stupid because everyone's like, man, he can't go 5 rounds. Look at his gas tank. Look how tired he was against Peter. It's like, yeah, the pace was different against Peter. So it was really satisfying going against the cardio killer in Cheeto, who can just have a great gas tank, who can go all day. It was satisfying to say, all right, you're going to break him. You're going to break him and make him want to quit.
Let me just say, Sugar Sean beat the dog stuffing out this man. He beat the dog stuffing out this man. That's how you know, like, a motherfucker legit don't like you. It's after the fight. Okay, when you see their faces after the fight and see how they all jacked up and such, they really wanted to hurt you and do damage, bro. Like some of it is unintentional, but I believe most of it is, oh, I'm finna make you bleed type shit.
25 minutes, you're going to piece him up and move and move and move and make him miss, make him miss. Cheeto tried too. He tried to come forward with some blitzes. He tried to land big head kicks and big body kicks, but Sean was never just standing there in one spot like Frankie Edgar and Dominic Cruz, who were a little bit older guys, legends, but kind of stand there in one spot, and Cheeto was able to time those up kicks. Cheeto was throwing those up kicks early, trying to get Sean to run into him. Sean's eyes are too good. Right now, he's just too in his prime physically. And just our team had him dialed the fuck in. And still, I know Cheeto loads up. He loads up his shots a little bit, and I knew Sean would have good eyes for that. But like I said, 25 minutes of focus when you got the crowd booing, when you got him screaming, you're going to die, when you got him cheering, just being right there in the moment. He's a master at that, and he just truly is just a champion. He has a champion's mind. He just really does. I knew Jason Perillo too. This UFC 199, when Bisping took the fight against Luke Rockhold, huge underdog, got smashed by Rockhold in the past.
Let me just say, the way Michael Bisping knocked out Luke Rockhold in that second fight, golly, he put that man in the shadow realms, bro. Shit.
Perillo's his coach, and I know how good Perillo is at getting these guys' mind ready to kill and to go win no matter what the situation. I was like, I know how good Jason Perillo is. I know his boxing style. He always has these guys in pretty good balance, ready to throw shots. But also watching a lot of their training, Cheeto's old fights, he stands there in one spot. He's not super athletic. He's not he doesn't have a crazy good rhythm. Boom, boom, boom. A good rhythm. He's kind of blocky.
Now that right there is a good coach. That right there is a good coach to pay attention to everything that he did as far as sparring, fighting, whatever, workouts, and to know that's a good coach right there.
And I'm like, we can just keep Sean focused, not have him out punch himself in 25 minutes. And like I said, the game plan went good, and we've defended the title. And I'm so happy about it. It's just such a relief because this one, every time you couldn't even turn on your TV, open up your phone, it's just blasted with that stuff. And knowing how that fight went in the past, knowing how good of a coach Perillo is, knowing how mentally strong Cheeto is, and for Cheeto to stick in there after his face getting battered like that and broken, and hearing it sounded like a shotgun shell when that knee hit his face. You could hear something crunching in his face, and him still sticking in there. He's an animal. Props to Cheeto. Props to Perillo.
Alright, I'm going to stop that one right there because of the simple fact that's all I needed from him. So I'm going to go to Sean O'Malley's page now. Sean O'Malley also talks about fighting Cheeto. So I want to hear what in the world he has to say about it. He's actually trending right now, which is crazy. That is nuts. Give me a second here, guys. Alright, now he's about to break down the fight. It's only 3 minutes, so.
Didn't count, should have never counted. It was bullshit. It was a fluke. And then I went out there and 40-20 and ate him. So it's like, it is what it is. We can all agree on that. That's nice.
Yeah, and
shout out to the pink Versace Sugar Sean with the drip. Pink is really his color. Pink is really his color. He probably, I wouldn't be surprised if he trademarks pink. I would not be surprised. I know Cameron did it back in the day, but I just would not be surprised if Sugar Sean takes it, you know?
all the people that are like, man, he's going to gas out in 5 rounds. He's going to gas out. Literally put the pace on him and actually just broke him. Physically broke down his body, stayed at range the whole time, or was making him guess the whole time. He couldn't set up any of his KO shots that he set up on these other guys. It almost like it made him look, you made him look bad.
like he's more talking shit now. That's interesting. I'm pretty sure this is like maybe right after the fight. So, wow.
He made him look very tough, like he has a lot of heart, but on another level, skill wise, speed wise, everything, and it's exactly what we knew.
Yeah, people are saying it's the Moutinho 2.0, so that's good. It was so weird, and I was telling you this the other day. I never told anyone that. When I was leading up to fight week in the fighter hotel, it was the COVID hotel. I was reading the Striking Thoughts book, the Bruce Lee one, and I read this thing that made it was some I don't know if it was like about losing or about something about it was something that gave me a weird feeling that I've never had going into a fight. I didn't say anything to anyone because I was like, yeah, I was like, all right, that's not true.
Books are very powerful. Books are very powerful, people. If you don't believe that, open a
But
book.
I had a weird feeling, and then I go into that fight and lose the way I did. I was like, what the fuck? That was so weird. But then this fight just felt so fucking confident that everything just was gonna go fucking so perfect.
Yeah, and even I mean, you're up 4 rounds to 0 on the guy, and you're still you could have very easily like I didn't want to give him any chance at winning. You could have
Yeah.
very easily bounced around, thrown a few punches in that fifth round, but you sat there and traded with him and kept trying to put it on him, and that's really the reason you got hit with that little liver shot at the end.
Ow. Yeah, I wanted to fucking put his lights out. It still doesn't feels very satisfying, don't get me wrong, but nothing like finishing someone. Fuck putting their lights.
And I can imagine the way the last fight ended. He's probably very disappointed that he did not Cheeto out. I thought he was again. I thought he knocked him out with the knee. People, that knee was nasty. That knee was sickening. But I can imagine he's probably feeling very. He's gonna be depressed about this one, not knocking him out. Wise, you know what I mean?
Out. There's just nothing like that. So I was really to the end trying to put his lights out. And yeah,
What did it feel like? What did it feel like when that knee landed on his face?
it was. I actually felt gross. I'm like, I instantly thought it broke it. It shattered his nose. I told you that going into the second round. I said I think I broke his nose, but I think it was his orbital. I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything other than he went straight to the hospital. No media. Um, yeah, that's. I'm sure he's feeling pretty fucked up.
Yeah, his face is not broken. He's a dog. That's all I can say. Um, but there's that one. Those were two different perspectives. I want to get a third perspective in here real quick. I'm not gonna play the whole video, but I am gonna
We are
play.
back with another episode of Pound for Pound. I'm your host, Henry Cejudo, aka Trip.
I am gonna play a lot of it just because I want to see three perspectives. I want to see Sean's, his coach, and I want to see an outside perspective. And no better way to do this than to do it with other UFC fighters, Henry Cejudo and Kamaru Usman, some of the best. Um, I They also are going to talk about Ngannou and Anthony Joshua. Hey man, this is how I feel about Francis Ngannou, man. I thought he was gonna get Anthony Joshua just because how Anthony Joshua fought in the last couple fights that he had, even though he's won a couple of those. I thought Francis, the way Mike Tyson would put in his ear, and he could stay in boxing, he could stay there. But the most important thing, he got to live his dream. He's set for life. He is 100%. He is 100% the true vision of dreams come true. And he's a big inspiration. I follow him. That's my guy. Yeah, hell, that could be my cousin because he come from 28% of what I am, Cameroon. So hey, that could be my cousin for all I know. And this could be my other cousin, hell, Kamaru Usman. I'm 29% Nigerian. So hey, this could be my cousin too. You never know. You never know, man. It comes to find out that this big ass world is a small ass world. Whether you know it or not, whether it's flat, round, whatever, this is small ass world, people. Small ass world. Because you never know who you going to know and who you going to run into. Only that man up there. Only that man up there can tell you that and show you that, you know. But let's get to it.
We'll see.
The Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman.
And Kamaru, man, we had a crazy weekend in combat sports. Obviously, UFC 299. But before we get to UFC 299, I want to...
And I'm going to fast forward some of this. They got time markers on this just to speed it through. Because I'm not going to watch all of this.
talk about Francis Ngannou versus Anthony Joshua. Man, what are your first thoughts on this, Kamaru? Obviously, we know you're boys with him. The last time you were with him, you walked him out when he fought Tyson Fury. And for the whole world to know, it's out there. You let this do 200K. So tell me what's good, brother. Tell me how is it that you saw the fight?
Well, it was a very, very tough one to watch. It's a tough one. I can't really put it into words, but I think
That one hurt him because Ngannou is his boy. You can see it on his face. He don't want to say a lot, but that one hurt him. You can see it.
you can always point to different things that might have played a factor here and there, but the result is it is what it is. It was a hard one watching my brother go down like that. But hey, if you're in this combat sports world long enough, that's bound to happen at some point. And it happened. It was very difficult to see the progression of how things play themselves out in the fight, but it happened.
And there are a couple fights that they're going to talk about at UFC 299 that I want to hear them talk about. And I'm just going to run to the time marker. So I'm only going to give Kamaru's reaction because I want to see what he's going to say about his boy.
We can't shy away from it. It's very, very tough to win. It's to enjoy winning if you don't know what losing feels like. And so it is what it is. It is what it is. It happened. But props to Anthony Joshua.
Okay, that's all I wanted to hear. But I could see on his face that it's killing him. It really hurt him. I don't really care about Jack Della Maladina, whatever his name is, Madalena. That's his name, Madalena. Jack Della Madalena. That's a lot to say. I am going to skip to this MVP and Kevin Holland joint. So give me 1 second here.
Cold main event. Michael Venom Page versus Kevin Holland. I tell you what, does this scare you a little bit, Kamaru? Does this scare you a little bit?
Scare me in what way? What do you mean?
I think it's so cool. Oh,
Look at Kamaru downplaying it like it's scared of who, bro? What do you mean? And the reason why I can't talk today. The reason why Henry Cejudo said that because Kamaru Usman and MVP are both in the same weight division, 170 pounds. So that's why Henry Cejudo said that.
Michael Venom Page does this. Like, he plays the alter ego really good. But speaking about Michael Venom Page, he could become a superstar here. Will become champion? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sold on that, because especially when you got guys like JDM, you got guys like Gilbert Burns that could take people down and things of that matter. But I tell you what, that's one of my favorite walkouts of all time, and I mean that. You know what I'm saying? With the way that
Of all time?
one of them, yeah, dude, because it was different. You know what I'm saying, Kamaru? It was different the way he was doing it, and he was
Okay,
he was
but
reacting to the music. And
Okay, listen to
and
you never
I
seen
know
somebody
Dana-
dance before?
no, of course, bro. You know how many people like Israel, obviously.
I don't like how Henry Cejudo kind of just disrespected Kamaru twice there. I know Kamaru, I can see it on his face right here that he like, all right, this dude's fucking annoying. But no, he kind of disrespected him a little bit. Come on now, Henry. Kamaru is one of the greatest welterweights out there. Like, come on, man. Like, you can't disrespect this man like that. You gotta give this man his credit.
Obviously, we just saw what is it? Pereira? Is that who it is?
Oh, I didn't even. I thought did they have a full choreographed?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, him and his
Okay.
boy. But obviously, Israel wins that one. Dude, I'll give Israel that crown. But that being said, this guy is an entertainer, and I said it before. He has the gift of anticipation, the gift of great distance recognition. As soon as you cross that line, he's able to use his ability and his length to really hurt somebody. I mean, I was shocked a little bit that Holland didn't kick his legs enough, or the fact that he did.
I I was not shocked that Kevin couldn't kick his legs. He MVP looked a little fast for Kevin, and he looked a little confused. Kevin looked confused fighting a guy that has a karate stance. Um, I would love to see MVP versus Stephen Thompson, the nice guy, Wonder Boy. That would be great to see two karate guys fight each other in UFC. That please sign that up, Dana. Please sign that up. I'm here for it.
Didn't hit him as much as I thought he probably would. But I'm also at the same time, Kamaru, because because a guy like Michael Venom Page understands his distance and and he does very well against guys that tend to come in and actually brawl. I mean, this guy's a problem, dude. I would love to see him, and I would love to eventually see him and a guy like Steven Wonderboy fight. Like I think that fight.
See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You see? Everybody wants this. You see what I'm saying? Because they're two karate style fighters.
Would be
Please.
cool because they both
Dana, you have to. Dana, you have to do this. Give them this match. Wonder Boy MVP. There's nothing on the line here other than who is the better karate fighter. Please, please do this, Dana.
kind of come from similar styles, but different gifts. You know what I'm saying? Where Wonder Boy could attack some of the wrestling, or you know what I'm saying. So I think that's one fight that's very similar. That's pretty intriguing to me. But kudos to Michael Venom Page. I mean, the way that he was able to really anticipate Kevin Holland with the right hands, and the way that he was able to level change and hit him with that John Jones.
That spinning elbow in his own right was nasty. It's not better than John Jones's because I feel like I feel like MVP did his for an attack. John sets up his spinning elbow, whereas MVP was just throwing his out there and hoping it lands. You know what I mean? Not saying that he wasn't accurate because he did land, but it wasn't set up like John's would be.
Elbow and catch him a few times. I mean, we have never seen a guy like Kevin Holland or even Dana White quoted. I have never seen somebody be a lot cockier than Kevin Holland first time.
That is true, and that's the factor of what I think Kevin Holland lost. Like he went in here being overly confident, okay, which I love, and probably talked a hell of a lot of shit, okay. But MVP is above him on that level. You see what I'm saying? He probably intimidated him a little bit because he never fought anybody like that. You get what I'm saying? So it probably changed his whole mindset in the game.
First is the first, but other than that, Michael Venom Page, he's a problem.
All right, I'm about to. I don't care what else they're gonna talk about that. I want to go to Dustin Poirier, my boy Dustin Poirier, my number one favorite fighter, Dustin Poirier. People, Dustin Poirier. People. Let me just say that one more time. Dustin Poirier. People. Um, I really love Dustin Poirier as a fighter. Like that is my guy as a person, whatever the case. Because I feel like his everything that he's about as a fighter, as a person, that grit, that grind, that's me. Like I see me. You know what I mean? Like the triumphs, the hardships, the struggles, the comebacks, the man, I was so nervous for this fight, bruh. I was because Saint Denis is a dog. He military. He ain't scared to die. He ain't scared to die. And Dustin ain't either, because he's a dog too. But at the same time, I feel like Saint Denis was a little bit more savage than Dustin, and Dustin proved me wrong, brother.
Yeah, it was a fantastic. I don't know if I want to use that word fantastic. I would.
Oh, main event. Godly. You know,
Yeah,
Dustin
what?
Poirier and Benoit Saint Denis. Denis, like bend the knee. I tell you what, Kamaru, you hit the nail on the head on this one.
I told you. It's just something about a guy like Dustin, and it's something that's intriguing that I'm intrigued by.
Before he gets into that, did I think Dustin was gonna lose? No, but I was nervous because the way Saint Denis fights, oh boy, and I think that had to be his toughest fight. That outside of maybe Conor McGregor, outside of maybe Justin Gaethje, because I don't feel like Conor McGregor. I don't know. It's between Dan Hooker, Justin Gaethje. I would love to hear Dustin's side. Like, who was his toughest fight? It's between. It's got to be between Dan Hooker, Justin Gaethje, Conor McGregor. It's got to be those. Got to be his three hardest fights. But outside of that, I feel like Saint Denis was his hardest fight just by the way he fights. Um,
With him is every time I've been around him, it's just it's I kind of actually want to get to know him more, and we hopefully we will eventually and break bread together and chat. I'm fascinated by the chip that he carries throughout his whole career. It's like a chip on his shoulder. You're never, like I mentioned, you're never at ease with some guys, and Dustin is one of those guys. And when these young guys pick on him, on guys like Dustin, hey, at some point, I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna show you that I definitely still got a lot of fight in me. And Dustin once again went in there and he proved it.
Yeah, and I think so moving forward for a guy like, obviously I think for Benoit
his right hand is nuclear.
Saint Denis, it's like because it was a 5-round fight, like he did in that fight, like it's almost like he didn't know how to pace himself.
100%.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I saw that.
like he was a lot of grappling, a lot of squeeze, a lot of tightness. Like what really knocked him out is his inability to fight Dustin a certain way. Dude, your striking's good, but it's nowhere near Dustin Poirier's. Poirier,
I agree. Saint Denis, he fights wild. He fights like a dog, like a Tasmanian devil almost. But it works. It works, okay? Like a savage, it works. But Dustin's too fluid and technical for that.
Poirier could counter very, very well. But I also feel,
Wait, you singing a whole new tune right now, Henry.
but
You singing a whole
you
new
have
tune.
no, no,
Don't-
no, no. I've always said this, Kamaru. Poirier, when it comes to strictly boxing at 155 pounds, I don't know who is it that could really stand with him. I was thinking this dude was gonna do exactly what he was doing, but he just didn't have that threshold. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a bit sloppy on his feet, and he was going for crazy takedowns. We decided to brawl with a guy who likes to not just throw or brawl, but dude, he's a technical savage. Like, yeah, he'll fight you, but he brings his
I just said that.
head offline eventually when he goes. But obviously, we all saw that Ali Abdelaziz put out a tweet, man, about Islam Makhachev. And even Islam Makhachev tweeted, "Very impressive, Dustin." You know, can I read that quote to you from Ali Abdelaziz, the greatest manager of all time? Dustin Poirier took a huge risk tonight and came out on top. Looked amazing.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie here. I'm not gonna lie here. It seems like when Dustin is his back is against the wall for a title fight, meaning this could be his last shot type shit. It always seems like Dustin is he overcomes the odds. He steps up to the plate. He bats it out the park. he slam dunks that motherfucker, and that's what makes me love him more than John Jones. That's what makes me love him more than Izzy. And I love, and y'all know how I feel about John Jones and Izzy, and y'all already know this. They're goats. They're my favorites of all time. But Dustin, who was like my number four behind Amanda Nunes, she is now number four. In my top five. My top five UFC fighters are now Dustin, John Jones, Izzy, Israel Adesanya for those that don't know, Amanda Nunes, and my number five is Anderson Silva. Always has been Anderson Silva. Um, but my God, um, Dustin Poirier did his damn thing, bro. Like, can he beat Makachev with this wrestling? I don't know, man. Islam is he's on that Habib level. Like, that wrestling is different. It's different, and you see how Habib did Dustin, and Islam Makachev is a different type of dog when it comes to that type of wrestling. I don't know, man. I don't know, and I know for a fact Islam is gonna be. He's smart. He's gonna be wrestling heavy with Dustin because he knows Dustin has rockets for hands. Okay, he knows this, so he's gonna be quite heavy on the wrestling. I know this, and I know Dustin knows this, but is he gonna have time? What I would do if I was Dustin Poirier, if you are listening to this, if you ever listen to this, listen. If I were you, I would work on nothing more until June. I would work on nothing more than wrestling. I would just wrestle all the way up until June. Don't you can do hand work here and there. Yeah, but you already have that. That's your strength. You can work on BJJ here and there, but yeah, you already a black belt. So listen to me. Wrestle, and wrestle some more, all the way up until this fight gets signed. All the way up until you are in the octagon across Islam Makhachev, because you know you got better hands than this man. But the wrestling, please wrestle, because you know what Islam is gonna bring to that table, and you know how he's gonna win. If you are going to win, you gotta go in there. You got a Tyron Woodley slash John Jones, this motherfucker. Okay, that's what you have to do. You gotta distance yourself from his grasp. If you can distance yourself from his grasp, I promise you, Dustin, you will take this title away from this man. I promise you this.
Amazing. Dustin versus Makachev in June, especially since everyone else has fights. If the UFC is good with this,
All right, I'm done talking about Dustin because I can go all day. Let's get to Sean O'Malley and Cheeto. Let's see what they got to say about Sean O'Malley and Cheeto.
main event, Sean O'Malley versus Cheeto Vera. I tell you what, man, Sean's fucking good, man. Sean, when it comes to striking, he's got good fakes. He's got good fakes.
To hear Henry Cejudo months and months ago clown this man, talk about this man, and now hear him not even say a word yet. I'm still waiting on it. But he started off not even saying a word about this man by saying Sean O'Malley is good. I am so glad that Sean O'Malley is proving these motherfuckers wrong, because that man come from nowhere. Montana? Where's Montana? What is Montana? You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Give Sean O'Malley his props. I always had faith in that man. Always had faith in that man. Time to give him his credit, bro. He the champ.
Everything that he was doing before, now he's a lot tighter. His distance was better. I mean, he was able to really pick Cheeto apart like you wouldn't believe, man. I'm a bit disappointed with Cheetos. I'm thinking Cheeto's gonna at least fight him, at least attempt a takedown. But Cheeto never attempted anything. Flat-footed, never faked, never used all that. Like he was pretty much just.
What I'm surprised in is Cheeto never really leg kicked Sean like I thought he would, being to how the first fight ended. That was surprising to me.
Missing. He kind of pulled the same card when he fought Corey Sandhagen. Just fought in the last 10 seconds of the fifth round. Like, I don't know where this dude's head is, but the only thing that I could say, Kamaru, that, there could be a potential fight with me and Cheeto. You know what I mean? Like, I think, because of the ranking. And I don't.
That's why he didn't say nothing about Sugar Sean because he's trying to get Cheeto in the ring. Ah, smart. Smart, Henry, smart.
Mind it. I'm still trying to get that Brandon Moreno fight, but Cheeto, especially the way he's performing, he just decides to fight in the last minute of every fifth round fight. I mean, I just don't know where his head's at. I don't know if it's that pressure that gets to him, but either way, man, the dude had no tactical fighting. Never attempted a takedown. Never attempted to really cover the distance and just bring the fight. Was reacting to Sean O'Malley's to all his fakes, and I've never seen somebody twitch so damn much. And that was like the biggest thing. I thought, and I will give credit where it's due because Sean does a really good job of moving the hip, faking here and there. But man, like you should know, it's like if the punch comes and hits you, it hits you. But Cheeto necessarily didn't do like Sean. It was a striking war. Cheeto never brought, and this is the same reason why he'll probably never touch a UFC title because they just focus in on striking. I'm thinking.
I agree. I agree. Cheeto doesn't wrestle. I agree. At least Sugar Sean can wrestle. He showed that with Aljamain. He showed that with Peter Yan. So like yeah. Okay, Henry. I agree.
Hey, if you're getting outstruck, pull some of the wrestling, attempt a takedown. Dude, you're a big dude. I mean, get to his legs, put him against the cage, clinch him, do something. But
I think Sugar Sean is gonna struggle with Marab, but if I'm Sugar Sean, like I just told Dustin, wrestle because you never know what the UFC is gonna do. Wrestle.
unfortunately, Kamaru Usman, Cheeto didn't do any of it.
Well, I wish we could just pull up the predictions and what I told you exactly what was going to happen. I wish we could do that because everything that you just said didn't happen on Cheeto is exactly what I said was going to happen.
Alright, that's enough of that. Kamaru's gonna say the same thing, but dear God, uh, that was UFC 299 was good, people. It was a great card. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with UFC 300. Jamal Hill, brother, hey, this is where you become a legend. You had an Achilles injury. Are you gonna be the same? I don't know. But you're going up against a dog, Alex Pereira. Listen to me, Jamal. I know you're confident, and I know you got hands, and I know you a dog yourself. But listen, dog, don't go in there rushing with that man. You see what happened to Sean Strickland? Don't go in there rushing. Take your time, brother. Take your time. I'm rooting for you, dog. I'm partial in that. I like both of them, but I want Jamal Hill to come back and win because that's my dog. Detroit, stand up. You know what I mean? But golly, man, I can't wait for the UFC 300. Then we got WrestleMania coming too. So I'm probably gonna be reacting live or maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with as far as reaction videos. These just coming up on the fly because I have no idea what I want to react to, people. But before I get out of here, let me get my question of the day. Alright. Question of the day is Describe the time you felt most closely connected to nature. Well, it would have to be. It would have to be. I was in a place called, I believe it was uh, Deerfield, Wisconsin, smoking a blunt with then girlfriend. Um, Not together now. But I was smoking a blunt outside, and the way this house was set up, all you could see was like stars and fields, and yeah, that's probably the time I felt most connected to nature. Heard coyotes howling, and we went the fuck in the house because I don't do coyotes. I don't do wild animals, people. I just don't. Um, I got chased by a possum one time, matter of fact, and I don't even want to get into that story. But I don't do wild animals, but that was my reaction to UFC 299. I'm going to definitely react to WrestleMania because I cannot wait for it. So look out for that. I will do more music reaction videos, and I will do other reaction videos depending on what the video is. Um, but this is your boy DKB here with another episode of the Midnight Truth. Here to speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Count your blessings and mind your business. Mind your business and count your blessings, people. Much love.